How's it going, guys? John from the PB Fit. I'm here at Maxxis Megastore in Friedberg, Germany. I'm with Steve Nabi from HK Army going over the new TFX Loader.
What's up, guys? Happy to be here at Maxxis Open House 2015. Today we're going to reveal the TFX Loader. So as you can see, every loader comes with our XO hard case. These will be retailing separately, but when you purchase the loader, it will come with that. So we got a very nice interior setting. You have an extra pocket up here for any types of accessories you want to throw in. It's really nice if you didn't even have any interest in protecting your loader after purchasing this. You can double this as a lens case. Looks out nicely. It holds 2 to 3 lenses comfortably. Thanks. Cool. So here it is, the TFX Loader. We're going to have 4 color options. Every loader will come with a stock hard lid, but we will be selling aftermarket speed feeds. Our well-known Epic speed feed from HK Army. So it is a force feed system. It only runs off 2 simple buttons. You have an on-off here, and then you also have a force feed button as well, just for safety. But this is our combat exterior design. It's very low profile, as you can see. It has more of like a squatting position. The width of the loader is actually just standard, just comparable to everything else on the market. However, we did extend the nose a little bit, but it still has a very nice profile design and when it sits on the gun. To release the shell, it does split in half. The best way to do that is to open up the lid, and then this is the hyperlock system here. So you're going to lift up on this protective tab, and then you're going to lift up on the lower tab, pull up on it, and it's going to slide right apart. So put it back together, you'll see that the nose overlaps, so you just want to make sure that it overlaps before you drop back to click into place and drop down the protective hyperlock tab. So if you wouldn't mind pulling out for one moment. We do have a cool feature here which is called the quick lid release system. It's built in so that you can interchange from your hard lid to your speed feed in-game between points, or just to have it easily accessible. So yeah, it's a really nice feature, and it functions really well. So really all you have to do is to press down on this push button and it comes right off the slide rail. And got a speed feed handy here. We will be selling aftermarket HK Army speed feeds. There's going to come in a variety of color options. So stay tuned for those to be available when the loader drops on the market. But it's very simple to drop in. You just snap it right in through that slide rail and it goes in comfortably. And all you have to do, once again, just push down on the button. You can swap it out quickly, snap in your hard lid, whatever you prefer. Alright, let's do a swap. Cool. So getting into the actual system of the loader. To release the tray, it's very simple. All you have to do is there's a front nose lip here that you're just going to have to push back on, and then you lift up on the tray. So the best way to do that is just push up with your thumb while you pull up with your index finger, and you'll see that when you set it back in place, there's 2 anchor points here at the base of the loader. So you want to put the rear in first, make sure it sits on those anchor points, and then you're just going to snap down like that. The entire shell is made of a very durable material, so it's very tough, and all the parts are very strong. So our loader does have a 216 round capacity stock, which is very high capacity.
This will be the most on the market right now.
Yeah, for a stock shell loader, so not considering an aftermarket larger shell. And it's also extremely light because we only require 2 batteries, 2 AA batteries. It's very easy to access the battery compartment. All you have to do is lift up on this tab, the door opens, you can pull batteries in and out. So reason why we can hold 216 rounds is because we have our patented zero gravity lift tray. So as you can see, it drops down, it works as an elevator system. So as you feed paint into the loader, the weight of the paintballs will drop the elevator down. As you start feeding and shooting, the weight will lighten up, and obviously the ramp will go up, and it'll start directing the paint towards the swoop stack. And so onto the engine, this is called the swoop stack. You have the upper swoop stack and the lower swoop stack. It revolves in a clockwise manner to feed. And you can see when you fire it on, there is an anti-jamming system, but there is also a cool feature that will allow you to regulate the amount of force behind the revolutions of the swoop stack. So how you do that, that's the tension control system here. It's a tension control dial. And so if you can see that it has 3 different setting options, and it's 3 notches, and the notches elevate as you rotate to the right. So it's very simple to rotate. All you have to do is just simply lift over and shift over. But as you can see, as you lift it higher, it's going to increase more tension behind the spring, which thus creating more force behind the revolution of the swoop stack. In reality, the lowest setting is more than enough for what you need, but of course you can adjust it to your liking depending on the paint or whether you're shooting reball, which it does shoot reball very well. So right now we have it on the lowest setting. We're averaging 22 balls per second. Like I said, 216 round capacity, and the average lifespan for 2 AA batteries is 30,000 shots. So you get
pretty amazing.
You get a lot of bang for your buck for investing in a basic 4 set of AA batteries. So, like I said, it is a 4-speed system, so the engine's going to want to continue to run once you turn the power on. We do have a kill switch just in case, because what's going to happen is that's going to allow us to conserve the battery, and it's also going to relieve it from having that constant pressure on the paint when you're not shooting. So, when it's going, it'll continue running, and then on the back side of the tray, you'll see that there's a lever here that runs all the way to the microswitch, and once it's engaged, and the reason how it becomes engaged is that you stop shooting and the paint's going to back up the feed neck. When the balls stack, it's going to put pressure on this lever that's going to kill the microswitch. So we show you how that operates right now. So paint backs up, microswitch kills. And this is when you can engage with the anti-jamming button. So for whatever reason, should you need to shuffle the balls if you'd like, you can now utilize the anti-jamming system. But the swoop stack does come apart very easily. It's like I said, everything is a toolless disassembly, so I recommend that you push down on this center drive pin. It just makes things easier, or you can just decide to pull up on this center tab here. And really all you have to do, as I showed you, I'm pushing on the drive pin and pulling at the same time, but it's a simple quarter turn. You can select whether you turn left or you can turn right. So let's just rotate it 1 notch to the left, and now you can release the upper swoop stack. We could also pull out the lower swoop stack. So it's really cool. Clutch slip system that we have integrated into this, which allows it to agitate whenever you are feeding. So the way that works is you have that triangular base shape at the bottom, and on the lower portion of the lower swoop stack, you have these arms that have a lot of flexibility. So essentially what's going to happen is when this encounters any type of resistance, let's say a ball jam, it's going to let the main gear is going to continue to drive in the clockwise manner. These arms are going to let it slip. It's going to drop back into position of the triangular shape, thus causing a reversing effect. And so essentially it's going to reverse and then continue back into the clockwise motion. So if there was a jam, it will kind of look like an agitating motion, so that it's just going to release itself and free up.
And with this type of system, it's one of the first that's ever had that, right?
Yes, yeah. This is the first system on the market that has been affected with that. So same concept with the upper swoop stack. However, with the center column, we've just adjusted it so that it's gonna, if you see closely, it has more of a T shape, so it's almost pyramid shaped around the center column. Reason being is it's gonna create a popcorning effect. So now when it slips, it's gonna move in that pyramid motion, going up and traveling down, and so the arms will reverse and then continue. Once it resets into place, it's gonna continue forward in that clockwise manner. So let's put it back together. You just spin it, let it set into place, and then once it's in place, you're going to just go ahead and push up, rotate 1 notch, and then now the engine's live. So let's say you're going to encounter a ball jam. You'll see right there, and you can see from this angle, how it has the popcorning effect, and even on the engaged lower, it's going to continue to unjam itself. So essentially, you have a loader that's going to be able to really get you out of any type of jamming situations. You can use any style, quality paint, and like we said, it is very functional with reball. Everything is entirely waterproof, so let's say for whatever reason that you had a ball break from diving too hard, you can just literally dump this underwater between points. Just make sure it's dry again before you use it, but you could even run it completely underwater, but you'll see an endurance challenge.
I'm sure we will.
That's awesome. But yeah, it's extremely lightweight. So just to recap on all the main bullet points, it's extremely lightweight because of the 2 batteries. It has the zero gravity left ramp, which allows it to hold 216 round capacity stock, and it's averaging 30,000 shots and 22 BPS. So really, I think everything embodies everything that a player is kind of looking for right now in the market. It's a very robust design, so it's very durable.
Exactly. I think that's why they call it the full experience, because it's everything we were looking for in a loader. I mean, it's got the size, it's got that drivetrain that we're looking for. I mean, I know that we're all playing at slower speeds, but you know, we all want a loader that feeds fast, so we're not going to have any troubles. But this has everything we're looking for. Thanks, Steve, for talking to me and showing us this awesome loader. Once again, we're here at Max's T-Dot, here with Steve Nabi from HK Army, and this is the HK Army TFX Loader.
Thanks for having us, guys.